Now, welcome learners. We want to look at the topic of carbonate compounds, subindustrial manufacture of sodium carbonate. Now, sodium carbonates can be manufactured industrially by Solvay process and extraction from toner. Now, reasons why, what are the uses of sodium carbonate? Sodium carbonate is used to manufacture of glass. It is used in paper industry. It is used in water treatment plants. It is used in domestic water softening. It is used in manufacture of sodium chemicals, e.g. sodium hydroxide. Now, we say that sodium carbonate can be manufactured by Solvay process or extraction from toner. So in our lesson today, we want to look at industrial manufacture of sodium carbonate by Solvay process. Why is Solvay process the most efficient industrial chemical process? Now, reasons. The raw materials are cheap. It has only one waste product. The pollution problem is reduced considerably by recycling carbon dioxide and ammonia gas. The thermal effects on the water source near the plant is minimized by recycling. Now, the raw materials for manufacture of sodium carbonate include limestone or coke, brine, that is concentrated sodium chloride, water, and ammonia. Now, part of the process includes ammoniating tower, carbonator, also called sulfate tower, filters, kiln, ammonia generator, roaster, and slacker. Now, the reactions and processes that occur in the Solvay process include the first part, where you call ammoniating tower. Ammonia is mixed with brine to form ammoniacal brine, which is pumped into the carbonator. The process that occurs there is called ammoniation. Part number 2, the kiln. Limestone, which is calcium carbonate, is fed into the kiln, where it is decomposed to form calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. The equation is calcium carbonate solid arrow calcium oxide solid plus CO2 gas. Now, the calcium oxide formed is pumped to the slacker, while carbon dioxide is pumped to the carbonator. The process that occurs in the kiln is called thermal decomposition. Part number 3, carbonator or sulfate tower. The ammoniacal brine from the ammoniating tower trickles down the carbonator, while the carbon dioxide from the kiln is pumped from the base. So the reaction that occur there, we have two reactions that occur simultaneously. The first reaction is ammonia gas plus CO2 gas plus water liquid gives you ammonium hydrogen carbonate. Then ammonium hydrogen carbonate reacts with sodium chloride, which is brine, to give you sodium hydrogen carbonate solid plus ammonium chloride aqueous. Now, the general equation for the reaction occurs as follows: CO2 carbon dioxide gas plus sodium chloride aqueous plus ammonia aqueous plus water liquid arrow sodium hydrogen carbonate solid plus ammonium chloride aqueous. Now, the carbonator has to be cooled regularly so as to reduce the amount of heat produced in it. Now, sodium hydrogen carbonate is less soluble than ammonium chloride at low temperatures, hence it crystallizes in the lower part of the carbonator. Now, the Solvay tower is usually made of what they call bubbles. The role of the bubbles is to make the liquid flow slowly as to increase surface area for the reaction. Now, after the formation of sodium hydrogen carbonate and ammonium chloride, the two substances are pumped to the filters, where they are separated. They are separated to form sodium hydrogen carbonate residue and ammonium chloride filtrate. Now the process that occurs in the carbonator is called carbonation. The process that occurs in the filter is called filtration. Now sodium hydrogen carbonate, which is a residue, is pumped to the roaster, while ammonium chloride is pumped to the ammonia generator. So next part is called the slacker. Now the calcium oxide from the kiln is slacked, that is mixed with water to form calcium hydroxide. The equation is calcium oxide solid plus water liquid, arrow calcium hydroxide aqueous. Now the calcium hydroxide formed is pumped to the ammonia generator. The process that occurs in the slacker is called slacking. Now the next part is called ammonia generator. The calcium hydroxide from the slacker is reacted with ammonium chloride from the filter to form calcium chloride, ammonia and water. The equation is calcium hydroxide aqueous plus ammonium chloride aqueous gives you calcium chloride aqueous plus ammonia gas plus water liquid. To balance the equation, place 2 where there is ammonium chloride and 2 where there is ammonia gas. Now the calcium chloride is formed as a byproduct, so it is emitted outside. So that is usually commonly used as a drying agent. Ammonia is recycled to the ammoniating tower. The process that occurs in the ammonia generator is called ammonia regeneration. The last part is called the roaster. Now sodium hydrogen carbonate that was filtered out from the filter as a residue was pumped into the roaster, where it is decomposed by heat at a temperature of 300 degrees Celsius to form sodium carbonate, carbon dioxide and water. The equation is sodium hydrogen carbonate solid, arrow sodium carbonate solid plus CO2 gas plus water liquid. To balance the equation, place 2 where there is sodium hydrogen carbonate. Now carbon dioxide formed in this reaction is recycled back to the carbonator at the Solvay tower. The process that occurs in the roaster is roasting, also called thermal decomposition. Now the diagram below shows industrial manufacture of sodium carbonate by Solvay process. The parts, as we mentioned earlier on, are filters, carbonator, ammoniating tower, slacker, roaster, ammonia generator, ammoniating tower. So this first part here is called ammoniating tower. This is called the Solvay tower, the carbonator. This one is called the ammonia generator. This one is called the filters. This is called the roaster. This is called the filter. This is called the slacker. So the raw materials you mentioned earlier on, limestone enters the kiln here, where it is decomposed to form calcium oxide, which is pumped to the slacker, and carbon dioxide, which is pumped to the carbonator of the Solvay tower. Now, in the slacker, water comes in to form the reacted with calcium oxide formed from the kiln to form calcium hydroxide, which is pumped to the ammonia generator here. Now ammonia and brine enter this part, which is called ammoniating tower. They mix together to form ammoniacal brine here, which is pumped to the Solvay tower. Now in the Solvay tower, the reaction occurs where it forms sodium hydrogen carbonate and ammonium chloride, which is pumped to the filters here. In the filter, there occurs separation. That is sodium hydrogen carbonate, which is solid, and ammonium chloride, which is filtered, separated, where the residue sodium hydrogen carbonate is pumped to the roaster, and ammonium chloride is pumped to the ammonia generator. So in the roaster, the sodium hydrogen carbonate is decomposed to form sodium carbonate, which is our main product, which is pumped out here. The carbon dioxide is recycled back to the Solvay tower, the carbonator. Then the filtrate formed from the filter here is pumped to the ammonia generator, which reacts with calcium hydroxide from the slacker to form calcium chloride, which is a byproduct, ammonia gas, which is recycled back to the ammoniating tower. So that is the industrial process. So in this industrial process, there are two substances that are recycled, that is ammonia gas and carbon dioxide. The byproduct is calcium chloride, which is used as a drying agent in the laboratory. Thank you, learners. The next lesson, we're going to look at atomic structure and periodic table. Thank you.